Once we realize who we are, or even if we're just in the process of coming to the realization of what we're here to do, the first thing we're here to do, first and foremost, before we realize what our purpose is, even our connection to the Most High God, our connections to our ancestors, our potential, our power, what we hold within, before we get through all of that, the first thing we have to do is take care of all the noise. Like, we have to reprogram, reset, and we do that by addressing those wounds, those childhood wounds, the background noise, the traumas, the betrayals, the hurt, the pain. And the way that we do that is by alchemy, through transmutation, right? And the term transmutation comes in, and if you're not familiar with it, you're probably like, how, right? I'm going to give you the example of someone that gets betrayed a lot, someone who has been hurt, betrayed a lot, and how we can use that pain, that suffering, obtain the lessons out of it, obtain the knowledge out of it, and transmute it into something that we can use for good, right? So I have a history of a lot of betrayals, right? And these betrayals, not only did they come from friends and even strangers, but they came from people who were dear and near to me, the people who were supposed to protect me, right? And so when you're betrayed by the people who are supposed to protect you from early on to later on, right? All your life, you've just been going through betrayals, pain, suffering, all that good stuff, right? It hits a bit different. So once I chose to remove myself from the situation, I was still left with the pain, with the betrayal. They actually got louder. The noise got louder because now I'm seeing it, right? It's coming at me like, hey, this happened, that happened, that happened. And you're actually able to see it clearly when you remove yourself from the situation and you go on your path. When you turn your back on things that no longer serve you, these things are still going to continue to pop up, and they are going to want your attention, right? And so this is the time to transmute. So when we're betrayed to our core, and we're betrayed by people who we love, that we care about, one of the things that we're able to do is seek the patterns within the lesson. Usually, the tricks of the enemy are revealed based on the actions they have taken over and over again. So, if you, like myself, were betrayed, traumatized, hurt, casted out, and you go back and you look at the patterns, at what had been done over and over again, what the enemy did there was that it revealed its tricks to you. So if they did something before, they're most likely do it again because they don't have anything new. It's just repetitively the same things. They might integrate different people. They might change the narrative, but at its core is the same thing. So once you know what the enemy does and how they do it, whether they're doing it with the same people, whether they're bringing in different people, whether they strategize in a different way to make it bigger, because you know of it and you've experienced it before, you somehow become immune to it, right? And so what that teaches us is that if it's coming directly from people who are supposed to protect us and love us, right, we can see that pure evil does exist, right? And we can take the knowledge out of that. Pure evil does exist. It open our eyes to that. And then two, it teaches us that the people closest to us can and will betray us, right? And it also teaches us that detaching from the titles, that we shouldn't give people special privileges because of the titles, specifically if this is a situation that you can relate to, right? So out of that, you take the lesson out of it, and then when you look at it for what it is, and you see what it is, and you identify the spirits that were operating through the individuals, right? You can go ahead and now detach from the titles, identify the spirits that were operating through the people, forgive the person, for they know not what they do. Because at its core, at the person's core, God did not create the individual to be so. We can see the individual as a wounded child, right? As a broken child who was infected by unclean spirits, right? And then they developed to be the way that they were, no matter who they were, right? Because sometimes the people closest to you can be envious of you. That could be your mother, your father, your brother, and you don't know why. You might have less than them. Just because someone holds a title doesn't make them exempt.